Deep beneath the baked red earth of the Horn of Africa, in tunnels that have never known daylight, a strange pink creature fumbles forward in the dark. It is about the size of your thumb. It is almost completely hairless, its skin loose and wrinkled, its eyes tiny and nearly useless. Its front teeth grow outside its lips, so it can dig with its mouth closed. By any conventional standard, it is one of the least impressive-looking mammals on the planet. It is also, gram for gram, one of the most extraordinary animals alive. It resists cancer. It shrugs off pain that would drop you. It can survive without oxygen for longer than should be possible. And it lives roughly 10 times longer than any rodent its size has a right to. So long that for years, researchers struggled to document its aging at all. This is the naked mole rat, and almost everything about it breaks a rule that the rest of mammal biology obeys. This is Wild Codex. Let's go underground. Start with the empire, because you cannot understand this animal as an individual. It doesn't live as one. Naked mole rats live in colonies of dozens to hundreds of individuals, in tunnel systems that can run for kilometers beneath the dry ground of Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia. And their society is organized like nothing else in mammals. There is a single breeding female, the queen. She is the only female in the colony that reproduces, alongside a small number of breeding males. Everyone else, the overwhelming majority of the colony, works. Diggers extend the tunnels. Foragers locate the underground tubers the colony feeds on. Soldiers defend the entrances against snakes. If that sounds familiar, it should. It's the structure of a beehive or an ant nest, a system biologists call eusociality. Naked mole rats are one of only 2 mammal species known to live this way, and they arrived at it the same way the insects did, through the cold arithmetic of survival in an environment where going it alone means death. And the queen is not born, she is made. When a queen dies, high-ranking females fight, sometimes fatally, for the position. The winner then physically changes. Her spine lengthens, her body grows. She becomes visibly, measurably different from the worker she used to be. And she suppresses the fertility of every other female in the colony through her behavior and dominance. A mammal whose social role rewrites its skeleton. That's the first rule broken. It won't be the last. Now the superpowers, one at a time, because each of them has medical researchers paying very close attention. They almost never get cancer. Across decades of study involving thousands of animals in labs around the world, confirmed cancer cases in naked mole rats are vanishingly rare, a handful against a background where most lab rodents die of tumors routinely. Their cells appear to have extra layers of protection, including a form of extreme early contact inhibition. Their cells stop dividing when they get crowded, far earlier and more firmly than ours do, which is precisely the break that fails when a tumor forms. One key mechanism involves an unusually heavy version of a molecule called hyaluronan in their tissues, which seems to reinforce that stop signal. They don't feel certain kinds of pain. Acid on the skin, the burn of capsaicin, the chemical that makes chili peppers hot. Naked mole rats simply don't respond the way other mammals do. Part of the wiring that carries those specific pain signals has been modified in this species. Why? Their tunnels are crowded, poorly ventilated, and rich in carbon dioxide, which makes tissue acidic. An animal that spent its whole life feeling the sting of its own home would waste energy on an alarm that never stops ringing. Evolution turned the alarm off. They can survive without oxygen in a way no other mammal can. In laboratory conditions, naked mole rats have survived extended periods at oxygen levels that would kill a human in minutes, and have endured total oxygen deprivation for around 18 minutes, recovering without apparent damage. The trick is astonishing. When oxygen runs out, their metabolism switches fuel. Instead of burning glucose, which requires oxygen-dependent machinery, their cells shift to burning fructose, using a pathway found in plants and almost dormant in other mammals. The animal effectively downgrades itself into a different metabolic mode, waits out the crisis, and switches back. And they refuse to age on schedule. A mouse of similar size lives 2 to 3 years. Naked mole rats live into their 30s. Stranger still, their risk of dying does not climb steeply with age the way it does in virtually every other mammal studied. In most species, each birthday makes the next one less likely. In naked mole rats, that curve is remarkably flat for most of their lives. They do age, and the queen's reproduction slows in time, but the machinery of decline runs so slowly that this species has become one of the most intensely studied animals in the science of aging. Now, the honest caveats, because this channel doesn't oversell. Naked mole rats are not immortal, whatever the internet says. They die of infection, of injury, of fights over succession, and eventually of age-related decline. Nobody fully understands why they live so long is the accurate statement, and it's also the exciting one. Because each mechanism uncovered, the hyaluronan, the fructose switch, the cellular brakes, is a real physical process, not magic. Which means, in principle, it can be studied, understood, and one day perhaps borrowed. That's the actual promise here. Nobody is going to turn you into a naked mole rat, but an animal that has already solved cancer resistance, oxygen crisis, and slow aging in a body built from the same basic parts as yours is a running proof that these problems have solutions. Evolution found them under the Horn of Africa. Medicine would very much like to read the answers. Here's where I'll leave you. Every impressive animal on this channel earned its abilities through pressure. The naked mole rat's pressure was the tunnel, crowded, airless, acidic, pitch dark, and inescapable. Subscribe to Wild Codex for new wildlife deep dives every week. And tell me in the comments, which of its 4 abilities would you take if you could only pick one? Cancer resistance, pain immunity, the oxygen trick, or the long life?